Hello everybody. I can't help myself. I was looking at the weekly check-ins and I noticed that a lot of you are kind of struggling with assignments and prioritizing your time and all that. And I love planning. So I thought that we could sit down together and create a schedule if you kind of wanted some extra help. You don't have to use this. This won't work for everybody, but in my brain, it makes sense. And in college, it's very similar and I would do block scheduling then. Thanks for those of you that sent me your Google Classroom assignments and things like that. I kind of went through, and if I was you, this is how I would kind of like structure my day. The first thing that you want to do is go through all of your classes and see, is this a Monday through Friday class, or is it a Monday through Saturday class, a Monday through Sunday class, or a Monday through Monday class? Knowing that kind of gives you a range of like what classes you have more time to spend on and what classes that you need to do earlier on in the week. Next, go ahead and look at your assignments and write down how many assignments you have per week. This way, when you have that schedule, you can kind of plug in, oh, I have 3 assignments here, I have 2 assignments here. Knowing how many assignments you have per week is helpful when building your own schedule. Basically, what you're doing is creating due dates for yourself because everything is due at a certain day, but you can turn it in earlier than that. Now, I know that a lot of you want to sleep in and things like that, but having a schedule and kind of like getting all the stuff done in school times is important to set an alarm. So go ahead, have an alarm set. I set my alarm at 7:30 because I am more of a morning person, but whatever time schedule that you have, you can kind of adjust accordingly. Then the next thing that you're going to do is block off things that you already know that you're going to be busy for. So I go ahead and start off with meal times because I know that I'm going to have breakfast during this time and lunch during this time and dinner during this time. If you know that you can't have a computer during certain times, or if you know that you're going to go ahead and do work or like go to work at certain times, things like that, block off whenever you know for sure that you can't do like actual homework. Now that you have that basic structure of this is when I'm going to get up, this is when I'm kind of like not doing schoolwork, then go ahead and fill in all the other spaces with the assignments. The last part that I kind of want to talk about scheduling is having a bedtime, just so that you can kind of like start the next day all over again. If you're setting an alarm in the morning, you probably want to have a time that you're going to bed the night before. I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera around so you can see the schedule and we can kind of create one together. But what we're basically going to do is take a look at those assignments and how many assignments you have per class and plop them into that schedule where you know that you have open spaces to do those assignments. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the 3 assignment classes first. So if we go Spanish, we can do that one after lunch on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The next 3-day assignment one is history. So if we go ahead and do that one also Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but let's say like before lunch. Then the last 3-day assignment could be English. So I don't want to double up too much on these days. So I'll go Monday, Thursday, add one in on a Tuesday. Now the next 2 assignment one could be health. Our next 2 classes is PE. So let's go Tuesday, Thursday. I always like working at it too. Kind of breaks up the day, so that's my bias. But let's say PE. It's good to get around and move anyways, and you get credit for it. So we'll do the 2 PE classes there. Next 2 class is a math one, so we can go Tuesday, Thursday. Let's go like 9. You think better in the morning anyway, so if you do harder classes in the morning and then kind of more creative ones in the afternoon, that's one way of looking at it as well. So we're left with the 1 assignment one. So we got science and then art. You can put that one here. So this is kind of a rough sketch of plopping in all the classes. So this is kind of more of a A-day, B-day schedule where you have a class either like 3 times a week or 2 times a week. That's this schedule. Obviously you can put them in whenever, whatever times, have them kind of like lower, higher, whatever works, but this is kind of a rough sketch. So with this class, I'm going to do the same thing, and it's the same class schedule that I kind of got from what you guys have been doing. I'm going to go ahead and put in that start in time again, adding in breaks that we already know. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and try to chunk it out class by class so you can start kind of crossing that off. So if we have, let's say, 3 Spanish classes, again, I'll start that off at 9. If you do it this way, then you're done with your Spanish classes. So the next 3 class is going to be history, and I'm kind of staggering this one. So if you want to go, you can go history for 3 times a week. Math is a 2 class a week. This is 1. English is a 3 times a week. We had health as a 2 times per week. So let's see if this is 1. This could be maybe like 2. Then PE is 2 times a week. If we do maybe Wednesday, Friday, it could be like a 3 p.m. maybe. And then the art class and science. The first time that I did this kind of like as a rough sketch and pencil, things like that, I just kind of made sure that each day isn't too much. So when you kind of start to plug in different classes, however you want to do it, make sure that like, okay, so Mondays we have 3 classes, this is a 4 class, this is a 4 class and a 3 class. Because if you have like 5 or 6 classes on a day, that's when it can get like a little overwhelming if you stray from how I did it. Now I know that this schedule won't work for everybody, but I really hope that it does help you if you kind of have been struggling figuring out when you're going to do all these assignments, because looking at it myself, it's a lot. And I just want to say that like you're doing a good job. I know it sounds like it's a lot or that you feel super overwhelmed, but the fact that you're doing so much for me, I see all the assignments that are coming in just from my end, I think that you're doing a good job.